All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Indian Wells. I think we're more than halfway through now. I think we're day 8, 9. We're in the 4th round still, though. We've still got one more day, and then tomorrow it's quarterfinal day. Then we've got the semifinals over the weekend and the final on Sunday. So busy, busy. But we're starting with a bang today. We've got Swiatek Mukova. First match of the day. Same as we're starting with just the craziest matches over the last couple of days. Like the first match of the day, we started with Djokovic the other day. We started with Sabalenka yesterday, and now we're starting with Swiatek. I mean, these players don't usually play at 11 o'clock in the morning, but that's just the schedule. And it's not as crazy as yesterday, the schedule. I don't think it's as busy as yesterday because of the upsets we've had over the last couple of days. Like Hichikata Nori's being played over on the stadium too. We've got Medvedev Mikkelsen later. What else is happening? Like Siniakova versus Svitolina, which is Andreeva was the one who was supposed to sort of be in that matchup. And then tonight we've only got one match, just Djokovic, and then after that it's a doubles match. So yeah, today's going to be a little bit lighter day, but tomorrow. It's going to be crazy. Tomorrow we've got all the quarterfinals are happening tomorrow. So far we've got half of them. Quarterfinals from yesterday. So we've got Fils versus Zverev, Tien versus Sinner. We've got Noskova Gibson, and we've got Sabalenka Umboko. So yeah, tomorrow, and that's and then the players who play today will also play tomorrow. So it's gonna be crazy. But yeah, how are we doing, chat? What's going on? What is happening? What is going on? How are we doing? Will each of the quarterfinalists get at least a day recovery? Nope. No. Today's matches, they'll get a day to recover. They'll play tomorrow, but they'll play today and tomorrow. Yeah. So yeah, it's a bit crazy like that. Unless they've changed the schedule, but I think it's quarterfinal day tomorrow. I don't think they split the quarterfinals up. I'm pretty sure it's all tomorrow. Which is kind of silly because I would have thought that like the smarter thing would be like quarterfinal, and then the semifinals all on the same day, and then the final. But let me double check. I can't remember because the schedules of these 1000s are also different. Like Miami do a different thing where they play like a final on one day each on the weekend. Like, yeah, and they start a day early. Like, I don't mind the schedule in Indian Wells. I just don't really like having all the quarterfinals at one day is a bit much. Yeah, so yeah, tomorrow is Thursday, right? Yeah, all the quarterfinals are tomorrow. And then so I think it's the women's quarterfinals are first and then the men's. Because the women play on Friday and the men play on Saturday. So the men get a day off. Friday, they don't play. So it's going to probably be... and I'm looking at the schedule here and it says women's singles quarterfinals are the first of the day. So you would get... and it's kind of weird because you would think that Sabalenka and Boko would be a night match. That'll be first thing in the morning. Noskova Gibson will be first on Stadium, I'm guessing. And then the winners of these matches today will play first thing tomorrow. It's probably Raducanu versus Cartel is going to be like they're going to if they have a 3-hour match, they're going to like the winner of that match is going to get wrecked. So yeah, I think Raducanu, let's say Raducanu Pegula, if they play each other, they'll probably play second or third on center court tomorrow. But yeah, and then the men's match will be tomorrow night. But yeah. But look, I like the schedule better than other tournaments. The other 1000s, 2-week 1000s have a little bit messier, but Swiatek does her her warm up. Another day at work, so thank you for streaming. No worries. Happy to be here. What are we up to now? Where are we now? Is it day 70 today? Is it day 70? Deb, is it day 70? Have we reached the top yet? Are we still going? What's going on? Are we still climbing? I don't think it's fair for some players to get less recovery. Hey, look, Lauren, you got to call a tournament. I don't make the schedule. It is what it is. Apparently, Swiatek hasn't beaten a top 20 player this season. What? That's not true. Is that true? That's crazy. Is that real? It could be real. I can't think of one off the top of my head. Okay. So Sakari 34, Joint 32, Kalinskaya 33. That's the closest she's gotten. Yeah, she's lost to Raducanu, Bencic, Gauff. To be fair, this is her fourth match against a top 30 player, so she hasn't played many of them, but she's lost all three that she's played against the top 20. That's kind of crazy. That's a very interesting step. Oh, sorry, Erin. I'm asleep. Hang on. There we go. What's up?
Cam Knoll versus Draper will be so good tonight.
Thank you for the 5. Yeah, I'm excited for that one. It's gonna be really, really interesting to see how Draper looks and how Djokovic looks. Because Djokovic has been a little bit. He's played 2-3 setters, which is a little bit strange. Apparently, yeah, Swiatek hasn't beaten a top 30 player yet. Nori Hijikata, who do you think will win? Hijikata, because Australia. I would love Hijikata to win. Most likely, it's probably going to be Nori, right? But can't believe Demon lost. God damn it. Oh, what an opportunity. Anyways, Hijikata. I mean, Sakari played great. She did play great in Doha. Nori wants Alcaraz. Yeah, that will be... Nori Alcaraz is always that... It's so weird. It's a weird matchup, isn't it? It's a very strange... It's very strange. Nori has beast moments. Oh, yeah. He sure does. Head-to-head between these two is... 4-1. And the last time they played was actually this time last year, and Swiatek won 6-1, 6-1. So, yeah, it's pretty dominant from Swiatek last time they played. 4-1 Swiatek. But they have played some epics, right? The French Open final, that was one of the epics. So, yeah. Is it in every 1,000? What? By the way, chat, I rewatched Fonseca versus Sinner, the extended highlights. That's match of the year. It's got to be. That's got to be match of the year. That match was crazy. If it goes 3 sets, it's a guaranteed match of the year. But oh my god, that was. I totally forgot that he almost killed Sinner in the tiebreak too. I was like, whoa, yeah, I forgot that happened. So good. That was and I love, and what I was seeing online, no one from now on, no one can call Joao overrated. No one can call him overrated because that was incredible. Even Sinner was just yeah, this guy's good. And then he was just yeah, I feel like I can play these guys. And I was like, yes, you can play these guys. You've got this. But the amount of people that were I was seeing especially in the comments of the highlight video over on YouTube. I was on I think it was on Tennis TV. I was like, oh, Like there was just people just going like, I didn't know what the hype was. Now I know. And I'm like, yes, finally. That match finally at least tipped people over the edge to know that like it's not just all hype with Joao. He's legit. Finally. People are starting to people realizing. People aren't, we're not just saying like, oh, this guy's really good and like he's not good. Like, of course he's good. He's incredible. It was crazy. And also I think I saw on what was it? I retweeted it. Tennis Insights put out like a post showing the I think it was a performance rating, saying it was like the highest performance rating in a straight sets loss for anybody in the history of performance rating or something. And I was like, that is, I mean, crazy. Yeah. What did they say? They said Joao recorded a 9.4 performance rating in set 2, the highest rating in a set loss we have ever recorded. Incredible. It was incredible. Like, Joao played ridiculously high level. It's crazy. Anyways, that's match of the year for me. It's got to be. It's got to be match of the year. All right, who's winning this one, Chad? I'm going to go Swiatek in whatever I said in the preview. 3 straights. I don't remember. I'm going to go Swiatek. Anyways, backhand rally. And that goes in the net by Mukova. 15 love. All commenters I follow love that game. Thought Fonzie looked amazing. Oh, he did. He I mean, look, we know, right? We've been watching Fonz for the best part of 18 months. We've kept tracking of him and we've seen him and we're like, okay, if this guy can do a couple of things, you know, if he can play those amazing points that he plays against the best, he's going to do damage. And we saw that all last night. It all came together. Unfortunately, he didn't get, you know, he deserved that first set, right? He had the set points, but God, it was so good. So good. Can that sound like a lazy pick? No, I picked you. I made a whole video about it. Go watch it. I made the video, so you don't need to ask me who I picked because I made a video about it. Makes it easy. That's why I made the video, so I don't have to repeat myself. 15-0. Serve out wide. Mukova gets it back to the back of Swiatek. Mukova slice. Into the forehand of Swiatek. Mukova forehand again to the forehand of Swiatek. Mukova forehand again. Into the forehand of Swiatek. The back of Mukova cross court, but she hits it wide. And it's 30-15. Loving for Swiatek, you reckon? Okay. All right, as we return into the forehand now, Swiatek up the line, slice from Mukova. Swiatek forehand slice, and then Mukova hits the backhand wide. 40-15. It's 15-all, fire the coach. God damn. Relax, everybody. I feel bad for Eala match last night. Look. It's all about learning. She was, what do you call it? Noskova was really good. Like, she was very good. Like, we've watched a bit of Noskova, and that forehand was not missing. By the way, chat, again, Tommy Haas, his hair, he went to Turkey. Definitely. And again, no shame. A lot of people are doing it, and I respect it. Look, if I need to go to Turkey, I'll go to Turkey too. I'm not afraid to admit it. I'd go. I'd go as well. Good for him. Because I saw a video of him last year, and I saw a video of him this year. no shame in that. By the way, Chad, if you ever want to do that, go for it. Don't feel like, oh, it looks silly. No. You do what you want to do. You got to look at yourself in the mirror every day. Whatever makes you happy. Look, I'm just joking. He probably didn't go to Turkey because he lives in California. He probably was in California. But it's funny when you say go to Turkey because everyone kind of knows what that is, right? Yeah. I've been to Turkey. But like not for surgery, but I've been to Turkey as well. I've been to Istanbul. It's great. All right. Mukova to serve, one love. But just know, Chad, if you ever want to do anything, go for it. With it, obviously, Actually, you know what? Who cares? Do whatever you want. I was going to say within reason. Whatever makes you happy. It's fine. You're not hurting anybody. You get doesn't matter. Whatever. You do you. You got this. Whatever makes you happy. You got a tattoo in Turkey. Okay. Double fault Mukova. Love 15. Love 15. Super half match for me to watch. I love them both. Well, it's a win-win then. I guess you can, win-win. One of your favorites get into the quarterfinals. All right, backhand rally. As we just slice from Swiatek to the backhand of Mukova, down the line to the back to the forehand of Swiatek. Mukova hits a forehand long. And it's 15. Sorry, it's not 15 at all. It's love 30. Love 30. You went to Turkey to have a baklava. Nice. Delicious. Love 30. As Mukova serves again. Into the forehand Swiatek. Return back on Mukova. That's a great shot. Cross backhand into the corner. 15-30. $15.30. All right, forehand to forehand rally. And sort of back in now from Mukova. Into the slice of Swiatek. Mukova with a volley. That's too good. All right. 30-all. Eala sold my parlay so bad I would have been rich. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. $30-all. As the return goes into the forehand, Mukova. Into the backhand, Swiatek. Mukova with a forehand cross. Into the Swiatek forehand as Mukova again with a forehand cross. That's a good pickup by Swiatek. Mukova goes down the middle and then Swiatek backhand in the net. And it's 40-30. By the way, Sven Groneveld is the coach of Mukova. I think he's coached some big names before. Let me double check. He's he. Anyways, good serve. And Swiatek puts it in the net. It's 1-1. Have a look. Pretty sure he's he's coached some of the best players in tennis before. Tell you what, if I could find his bloody name, that would help. No, of course the WTA website doesn't show it. Why would they? Why would they show it on the coaches list? It's not like he's a coach or anything. There he is. They started working together this year, and she's already won the biggest trophy of her life. So obviously, it's working. So he's coached Monica Seles, Arantxa Sanchez Vicario, Mary Pierce, Anna Ivanovic, Caroline Wozniacki, Michael Stitch, Greg Rosetsky, Tommy Haas, Sharapova, Ančić, Mario Ančić, and also Nicholas Kiefer. So, and he was also the former head of the Swiss Tennis Federation. So, he also coached Bianca Andreescu between May of 2019 and October 2022. So there you go. And worked with Van der Zandschulp a little bit in 2023. So there you go. He has worked with a lot of names. And now he's working with Mukova. And straight away, she's already won a 1,000. I mean, that is... We know how scary Mukova is, right? She is... We knew that before the start of this year that, like, she should win a 1,000, right? That's her... At least that. Like, she could win a slam. I mean, Wimbledon's there for the taking, right? No one's winning 2 Wimbledons in a row. Czech players at Wimbledon is a thing. She's obviously good on clay. I mean, Mukova's got US Open, right? She's made the semis there. I think she's made the semis of every slam, right? Except Wimbledon. But Wimbledon's probably, I would think, her better chance because of the randomness, right? So, yeah, what a great start. Thanks, Deb. It's too early in the day for spam. All right, 40 love. Yeah, I mean, he's already unlocked a part of potential in her already. 40 love. As the return goes into the net from Mukova. 2-1. Swiatek holds. Yeah, not a bad bunch of tennis players, right? That's a pretty good resume. Again, I've got a when I get like a week, when I get a week off, never. When I get a couple of days off, I'm going to put together a list of tennis coaches for my own. I don't know. I feel like maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll make a PowerPoint presentation and we can do it in a rain delay. We'll do like a coaches segment where we do I'll do a PowerPoint presentation on tennis coaches. So that way we can kind of learn more about who are the best coaches, who are the most accomplished, right? Who has won the most, because we all know Brad Gilbert, right? We all know Patrick Mouratoglou. We all know Wim Fizet, right? We know the big ones. We know Tony Nadal. We all know the big ones. But there's a lot of coaches that we might not have heard of, or we might not have, they might not have been around for the last couple of years that we forgot. So I feel like it might be a good exercise to go through, like, who are the best coaches right now, who have been the best coaches in history, and like best by how many slams they've won with their players, how good they've turned their players from, like, who they've worked with too, right? I mean, the resume of who you've worked with, all that kind of stuff. I feel like that'd be a good rain delay activity.
Cam, who are your favorite tennis coaches?
Hey, Arian, thank you for the $2. Favorite tennis coaches. I mean, Nick Bollettieri is a legend, right? He's probably he is a legend. I mean, I like Patrick Mouratoglou. I like his I've got his book, and I think he's just the way that he goes about it. You know, he almost turned like tennis coach. Like he is. I know people have like mixed opinions, right? As that goes into the volley of Mukova. Mukova puts away 30 love. Like people have like, you know, either they like him or they don't, right? But I feel like he does put a spotlight on coaches though. Like if he wasn't, a famous tennis coach, I feel like a lot of coaches don't get that kind of, spotlight. But I think because people focus on him and he, is on, social media a lot and stuff, I think that he, he at least like highlights what the coaches are a big part of the game, whereas if he wasn't doing what he does and if he wasn't, on TV and stuff, I feel like it would be, tennis coaches would be a lot less known overall. You know what I mean? Like I think what he's doing is like giving coaches a, I know he's doing it, his own social media for his own, profile. But I think, talking about him then turns into talking about other coaches, and who are the other coaches in the world, right? I think he starts that conversation. So I think he's, and I love, listen, obviously he took Serena from good to GOAT. If you go listen to the story of him, there's a great interview, and I don't know if it's still on YouTube, but there's a great interview with him and Nick Bollettieri from like 5 years ago. It's a podcast. I can't remember where it is, but what it was called. But go watch that because like Nick Bollettieri is like he's the first ever, one of the first ever like, coaches. Because a lot of the players used to just go from playing to coaching each other. Back in the old days, there wasn't too many coaches, right? But Nick Bollettieri he starts his academy. He does, and Patrick Mouratoglou kind of went from that. Yeah, really interesting story with Patrick Mouratoglou as well. He was going like he was a good French tennis player. He was going to, trying to go pro, but then he took the path of, like work, right? Going down the road of study and getting a job and getting a high paying job. And then in his lunch breaks, he'd go watch tennis match, like go down to the tennis courts and watch people play. And he's like, I don't really love this job. So then he pursued tennis, like as a coach, right? And coached Baghdadis and all these other players. It's actually a really interesting story. You might see him now and go, oh, he's like the big coach guy. But like the way he got to that is actually it's inspiring because, he wasn't an ex-player. He wasn't a top 30 guy. He went down the, get a job, work at a company, right? And instead he's like, I love tennis though. I don't want to do this. I think that's cool. 40-30 is Mukova holds 2-0. But yeah, so he's I like listening to him. I love listening to Lendl. I think Lendl breaking down the game is so fun. It's a pity that Lendl's not too much into coaching now, but I love listening to Lendl. I think Ivan Lendl just has a really interesting way of explaining things. Yeah. I've met him when he was Runa's coach 2 years ago. I didn't do well. Oh, nice. All right, 2-0. But yeah, maybe we'll do like a coaching thing segment. All right, 2-0 is going to find winner, 15 love. Love. Why is he out of business for so long? Nobody wants him anymore. No, it's not that. I mean, he hasn't been out of business. He hasn't been out of coaching for that long. I mean, what Osaka? He coached Osaka, right? He was coaching Runa on and off. So I don't know. Maybe he's just like, maybe he doesn't want to, jump back on the circuit and coach just yet. He will though. I'm sure he'll coach somebody soon. Maybe he just doesn't. I don't know. He just coached Osaka, right? Him and Osaka were working together like until Wimbledon last year, I think, right? I don't know. maybe there's, maybe because he was working with Runa, then it was working with a bunch of other players. Like he was working on and off with players. So maybe he, because remember, like with the Raducanu situation, sometimes the coach wants a change. Maybe he's just chilling until the opportunity of to coach somebody longer term is there. Maybe, I don't know. Raducanu, perhaps. Look, maybe. Hey, Ming, thank you for the $2. Appreciate that. I don't know. But that's the thing. He is a high-profile coach that's available. So, I mean, thinking of what players would need a coach, he would be on the list of the short list of who to call, right? 30 all. Like he would definitely, like a lot of people would be calling him to ask to get coached for sure. All right, 30 all. As the return goes in the forehand of Swiatek, forehand of Mukova. Again to the forehand of Swiatek. Mukova again with the forehand. Into the forehand of Swiatek. Mukova again to the forehand of Swiatek. Up the line to the back and Mukova sliced. Into the forehand of Swiatek. Great shot from Iga. And it's 40-30. Swiatek to get back the lead. Uh, 40-30. As the backhand return goes long by Mukova, and Swiatek leads 3-2. Hey, thank you, Yogesh for the donation. By the way, Nori's up a break against Jakarta. All right. Where's Tursunov? Hey, that's a great question. Yeah, that's a really good question. Yeah, where's Tursunov at? Yeah, after Miami, Deb. There will be a break after Miami at this stage. At this stage. I hope. Yeah. I'm still reeling from Mboko's win yesterday. Girl can play. Oh, yeah, that was a hell of a win. Did you see Ons Jabeur start a YouTube channel? Yes, I did. I did, and it's great. I mean, look, she's having a kid, so she's got some time to do it. Look, I love that players are making channels, and I love that players are like doing more. Like there's more like behind the scenes stuff. I love it. But I want them to just do it. Like I want them to be consistent. Because it's like, it's easy to do it now when you have a day off, and then it's like, they might not do it for 6 months, right? Like, I know she'll probably be consistent because like I said, she's not on the tour at the moment. But yeah, every time I see like a tennis player make a channel, I'm like, cool. They put out a video, it does really good and it's really fun, and then like they disappear for 6 months, and you're like, oh, I thought this was a weekly thing. Like, yeah, So hopefully, I mean, I'm sure Ons is going to make more consistent videos because she's got time. But yeah, there's a lot of players that do like a couple of videos and then they disappear, and you're like, oh, but they were good. Like I love Shelton's channel, right? I love Shelton doing videos, but and I'm hoping he stays consistent because it's great because these players are doing a great behind the scenes thing. I love it. I kind of wish the ATP and WTA did it, but obviously they've got to do a bunch of other stuff. So, but yeah, no, good Deb. Is there a possibility Andreescu makes the top 10 again? I mean, top 10, let's just worry about top 30 first. As Swiatek gets a 4-1 win across court, 15-all. They all seem to have suddenly start YouTube channels. I thought ATP and WTA were making them do it. No. I think they see the success that Dash is having, and other players are doing. But yeah. But yeah, I just want to I love it. I love the behind the scenes stuff, and I love the more personal. Like, we get to learn about the players more on a personal level. But yeah, hopefully, consistency. I want consistency. That goes out from Swiatek, and it's 30-15. You know, who's a great player channel that I enjoy is Dane Sweeney, because he is somebody on the lower levels of the tour, right? Who's sort of doing it from the challengers side of things and watching it from a challengers level and showing that progression. I think he's that's a channel, and he does it every week, talking about winning challenger events and ITFs, and showing that progression. He does it. He's very consistent. He does week to week stuff, I think, and it's very interesting to watch from that level. Obviously, Felix from Tennis Brothers, we love loving his progression as well, and the way that he's showing from literally the start of a tennis career, right? How he's progressing week to week. Again, on the lower levels of things. So again, it's great. These things are great for people that want to take tennis seriously. It's a roadmap. These kind of things are roadmaps. Whereas seeing Jannik Sinner win the Australian Open and then him videoing it, it's that's cool. We want to get more Jannik Sinner. He doesn't really do much of that stuff. But it's totally different to watching, ITF tournaments and how the grind of trying to start being a pro, right, and growing from that first level of pro up until the big level, hopefully, right? I think those kind of videos are going to be things that people that starting tennis at whatever age can look at those videos and those channels and go, oh, okay, that's how they went. Okay, I need to try and do those things. I wish I had that when I was starting up. When I started, was YouTube a thing? Not really. Anyways, deuce. But yeah. So I think it's great. Anyways, we're yapping. It's deuce. Forehand return goes in the forehand of Mukova. Backing out from Swiatek, and Mukova lets the ball float long. Advantage Mukova. Advantage Mukova. Serve again. Into the forehand Swiatek. Forehand from Mukova. And Swiatek cross forehand winner. And we're back to deuce. Back to deuce. 4-3 Norrie, by the way. There's a bit of fault second serve. Second serve. Into the back end of Swiatek. Return goes to forehand of Mukova. Mukova in the net. And Swiatek gets a break point. Advantage Mukova. Oh, by the way, I'm going to the footy tomorrow. Oof. Well, tomorrow's going to be a busy day. Oh no. Tomorrow's going to be a day. All right, advantage Swiatek. Watch out. I might be a little bit rough on Saturday. Just prepare. We only got 2 matches, so I just got to like fumble through 2 matches. It's fine. Everything's fine. It'll be fine. I might just be a little bit, I don't know, a little bit scuffed. Backhand return goes out by Swiatek, and it's deuce. I don't get why people are hating on Paolini for losing on IG and X. Well, one thing, X, of course people are going to hate on X because that's a very, that is a very, that's what happens over there sometimes. IG, I mean, yeah, same thing. She literally been top 10 for 2 years. Yeah, people are going to do that. As Mukova hits a winner, advantage. Yeah. The people that are, screaming on those platforms are not, they're probably not, I don't know. I mean, I don't think they're fans of Paolini. I don't think Paolini fans are screaming at her. They're probably more like, disappointed that she's not doing as well as she could. But, yeah. I don't think the people that are screaming at, yelling, hating on players are fans of them. Yeah. You went out last month too? Wow, I know, right? I'm on fire. 2026, the year of going outside. Advantage Mukova to level this first set. Serve to the backhand Swiatek. Good return. Mukova gets it back with the backhand into the backhand Swiatek. Up the line is good. Mukova in the net, and we're back to deuce. Back to deuce. It's the gamblers and haters who are vile. Genuine tennis fans will watch matches and appreciate well opponent played. Yeah, I don't think it's just like gamblers. But yeah, deuce. As that goes in the net on the return for Swiatek, advantage Mukova. Yeah, I think it's also one of the, what's it called? There's a word for it. There's a word for it. I can't remember what it's called. Advantage Mukova. As a backhand return goes in the forehand of Mukova. Forehand of Swiatek up the line. As Mukova backhand up the line into the Swiatek forehand as they go cross-court forehands to each other. Again from Mukova now goes long, and we're back to this. Well, it's probably as well, like, there's people that are, for example, let's talk about Paolini, right? Paolini loses, and then a few people say like, oh, blah, 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 and they say something mean, and then people see that and then see it as like, oh, we're bashing this person. I'm going to say something and put my opinion in. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if a few people are doing, hating on somebody, like a mob mentality, is that what it's called? And then other people jump in and go, oh, well, they did it, so I'm going to say what I think. And then it just becomes like this huge list of people hating. Whereas some of the people that are writing those things probably would have kept to themselves if they didn't see other people doing it and go, well, they did it, so I'm going to say my, and you know what I mean? Like pile on, yeah, like mob mentality. Yeah. So like, it's not just like gamblers or whatever. It's probably that as well. Like, if 3 people write mean comments, other people are going to go, oh, I'm going to say what I think too, because they said what, whereas in normal situations, if nobody had said anything, some of those people that write those kind of crazy things probably weren't going to write it anyway. They just saw somebody else do it. Anyways, in the net by Mukova. Swiatek breaks. And it's not, there's not much you can do though. It's the internet, and nobody's, it's the internet, and the algorithm pushes negative comments. Well, that's also, yeah. I mean, that's also a thing, right? Yeah. Yeah. That's also a thing. Yeah, algorithms, they do that sometimes. 400 rally. 4-2 as that goes wide by Mukova. 15-love. But yeah, but any rational tennis fan who's been watching the sport, knows that every player has a rough patch. Every player, it was such a surprise to see Paolini go for it. Like, how great was her rise from 30 in the world, 50 in the world to top 10? Like, that came out of nowhere. Like, nobody in 2023 was thinking Jasmine Paolini was going to be a consistent top 10 threat. Nobody, and 1,000 champion, right? Grand Slam finals. 2023, no one thought that. Especially at 27 years old, right? She's been around for a while. It's not like she's, a newcomer, right? It's not like Andreeva, right? Who, has done those things, but she's still young, right? 27, 28. That's a late start to have your best years, right? And she's been great. I think that maybe last year, I thought last year she'd have a bit of a slump because she had a great 24. I thought, oh man, it's going to be hard to replicate that. She makes the WTA finals back to back, and that was okay, impressive. So there was always going to be a rough patch for her because she's been phenomenal. But she's still top 10, right? She hasn't dropped out of the top 10 yet. She hasn't, she's just losing to players that we don't need to lose to. Or that she hasn't lost to much. Hey, Dominique, thank you for the 5 gifted. Appreciate it. But yeah, if you've lost $20 on a match that Paolini lost, you're not going to listen to reason. Because you probably didn't bet on her because you like her anyway. You probably just were like, somebody told me to, or whatever. You didn't, Or if you're just going to or maybe you just had a bad day at work and you just saw people online, talking shit, and you're like, I'm going to say something because I had a bad day and I need to get it out of my system, and directed at, a tennis player, which is weird behavior. But weird behavior, but yeah. But I mean, we all know how good Paolini is. Anyways, ace down the tee, 5-2. We know. And she's going to get better. She ended last year with injury. How much of that is carried over to this year? She obviously plays a lot of doubles. I mean, she's still great. She's in the doubles right now. Like tonight, she's number 1 doubles team, right? So, yeah. But anyways, I'll always, we try and shout out to Deb as well, because Deb, gets to clean up the chat when some people come in here raging, right? But I try and I know we get critical on this channel, right? We criticize performances, right? Like somebody plays bad, we'll talk about it, right? But not in a way of oh my God, I can't believe this person lost. They've ruined my life. No, we're talking in a critical way, like Raducanu losing to Anisimova. The way that she lost, it was man, it sucks that she played that way and she didn't look like she was running around and blah, blah, blah. Again, that's not hating on somebody. That's just, criticizing their performance, right? Just like you guys, if you're like, hey, Cam, that stream you did yesterday sucked and you talked too much about coaches and you should have, focused on the match more. That's not hating. You're just giving me some critiques, and that's fair, right? Please don't do that, though. I'm doing my best. But we'll always stand up for players, especially when it comes to people coming in and just yelling, being like, "Oh, I can't believe Mukova's losing. She's the worst player ever." And you're like, "Okay, buddy, take a 5. You need to relax." That kind of shit. We don't stand for that shit. You talk way too much about coaches. I know. Anyways, 5-2. Yeah. The reason why I was irritated by Raducanu was because she just, and again, maybe there was something going on. Maybe she was tired, whatever. But yeah, she was just, she's been better than that before, and she just didn't really look like she was moving that well. Or didn't look like she was putting in as much effort as she has put in the past. But again, it's hard to base it off one match. If she does that in the future for more other losses, it's going to be damn, she was hustling so much better. in other matches. I don't know what happened. And this time hits the ball hard, though. All right, love 15. As the return goes down the line to the back, to the front of Mukova. Mukova slices it wide. Love 30. Yeah, Nightbot also got the... Nightbot also helps with the assist sometimes. When's my birthday? Tomorrow. I'm just kidding. It was last week. 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. Next year. My birthday's next year. Love 30. As Mukova serves. Into the backhand. Swiatek backhand and Mukova in the net. Love 40. Wow. All of a sudden, Swiatek is dominating. Love 40. Love 40. Swiatek to take the first set. Into the backhand now of Swiatek on the serve. He's got a backhand now up the line by Mukova. She's in control of the point, but she overhits the forehand, and that is the first set for Iga Swiatek. 6-2. 6-2 to the world number 2, who's in a battle, by the way, with Raducanu to stay number 2. So she is fighting for that second spot. Raducanu is trying to hunt her down. Mukova's going to the bathroom. All right. All right. All right. Deb, just for the men's matches. Thanks, though. That's just for the men's match. Because otherwise, people get confused and I don't want to get in trouble. Five winners, Mukova, 11 errors. 8 winners, Swiatek, 14 errors. Ooh. Not a pretty match. A lot of errors from both. I mean, even Swiatek. She served better. Only the 1 break point. Sorry, 0 break points. Oh, did I? Whoops. That was the wrong thing. What did I do? Wait, what happened? Uh-oh. I clicked the wrong button. My bad. Whoops. Oh, no. Nightbot's going to come back with a vengeance. Thanks, Deb. Appreciate it. But yeah, a lot of errors in that first set. By both. But Swiatek converted the break points, and that was the difference. All right. Oh, God. What chance do I give Mboko? I give her a big chance, for sure. Poor Nightbot. Deb, is Nightbot working? Is Nightbot okay? Somebody check on Nightbot. Just realized how badly Swiatek has fallen off in the last 12 months. If she didn't win Wimbledon, she might have been out top 10. Is that true? If she didn't win Wimbledon, she would have dropped out of the top 10? I don't think that's true. I mean, she's made semi-final. I mean, is that true? Quarterfinal Australia, quarterfinal Doha, final of the United Cup. Well, she won the United Cup. Wuhan quarterfinal, US Open quarterfinal, Seoul final, finalist. She won Cincinnati. She made the semis of Roland Garros. She made the quarterfinals of Miami, semifinals of Madrid. I don't think she's fallen. I don't think so. Like, if you take 2,000 points away, if she lost first round of Wimbledon, okay, maybe, right? Maybe. If she loses first round of Wimbledon, she is probably number No, if she loses first round Wimbledon, she's still number 7. So if she doesn't win Wimbledon, she's number 7 minimum, like worst. Nah, come on now. Come on now. Were you talking about Carlos's ankle situation? Because I wasn't paying attention. It was brought to my attention yesterday. So yeah. So that was thanks, Deb. Oh, good. By the way, Deb, let me know if we need to add anything to that list. Let me know if there's anything you've seen that has popped up. Yeah, so he rolled his ankle against Rinderknecht. It was just a little bit of a little bit of a twist, and apparently he cancelled practice yesterday. So that's not good. So as far as I know, he's okay, but yeah, he didn't practice yesterday. So, and ankles are weird, right? Ankles are weird. Backhander from Mukova sliced into the backhand Swiatek. Mukova with a forehand into the backhand Swiatek. Mukova slice goes in the net. It's 15-love. Yeah, so it's one of those things that, like, in the moment, I mean, he was playing a very high intensity, match when it happened. He didn't get treatment on court. I was a bit surprised, that he didn't wrap it up just in case. Maybe his ankles were wrapped anyway, and he didn't need to re-wrap it. But yeah, like, once he cools down after the match, that's when the ankle will be worse, right? I'm not a doctor. There's actually a channel called Foot Doctor Zach. We've had him on the channel before. You can go check out his channel. He'll probably talk more about ankle injuries. But yeah, like during the match, while the adrenaline's pumping, he's probably didn't notice it as much. But then once he's finished the match, everything he cooled down, all that stuff. It might have his ankle might have expanded. What's the word? What's the word? Somebody help me. When you like 40-love. Swollen, yeah, swelled up. Yes, yeah. Swollen. That's the word. Yeah, it's swelled up, right? So and then it would have been painful, and then he didn't practice yesterday, so it makes you think, okay, so maybe that was not nothing. And I don't know if he practiced today. Somebody, he would be practicing probably now, or if he was going to practice today. Swiatek holds 1-love, but he is playing in a couple of hours, so we'll see. He's playing, so that's a good sign. But yeah, we'll just notice whether or not he's moving differently, or if he's got strapping on the ankle. But yeah, definitely a concern. And he's probably lucky that he got a day off yesterday, right? Because yesterday he could have been able to, rehab it and get it as good as he could for today. But yeah, it didn't look like much. It just kind of was a little bit of a return where he just kind of rolled it. But we'll keep an eye on him. Playing Casper Ruud as well is not going to be. Ruud's not going to go easy on you, so he's going to have to do a lot of movement. Takes a long time to recover from a twisted ankle. Well, I mean, but also Alcaraz is a super athlete, so he's not a regular human being. He's a superhuman. So we'll see what happens. 1-love Swiatek, but we'll keep an eye on that. If Swiatek gets a winner down the line, love 15. Cam Eala's out of the tournament. What? Wait, hang on. When? What do you mean? You mean Alex Eala? She's out of the tournament? How? When? When did this happen? Why? What? That's not. Don't lie. You're messing with me. How dare you? Don't you come in here and lie? That's impossible. Love 30. I can't believe this. This is news to me. I am so shocked. How has this happened? Love 30. That's crazy. First serve's a fault, second serve. Second serve. Into the backhand, Swiatek. Return goes long, and it's 15-30. Yeah, there's no way. I watched that match. She didn't lose. No chance. All right, 15-30. Swiatek wants that break. As Mukova forehand goes wide. God, man. I tell you, chat. This is one of those things. Mukova is such a great player to watch. She's one of the smoothest players around the court. She's got every shot. But then today happens, and she just misses everything. And it's like, oh. And it's hard. Like, the errors are flowing. I mean, even Swiatek's not playing her best. But yeah, Mukova, like, when she's on, one of the best players to watch. But today's not one of those days. She's not on today. 15-40. Serve to the backhand. Swiatek return goes backhand to Mukova. She hits a backhand wide. Swiatek is cruising 2-love in the second. As days mean she's really off. Yeah. Is Mukova playing awful? Is Swiatek dominating? Mukova's playing worse than Swiatek's playing well, if that makes sense. Oh, Eala lost yesterday. Oh no, really? That's crazy. I was unaware of this. Sorry, I thought the first part was. Was I not sarcastic enough? I mean, I just got to turn it up a bit. I'm a little tired. Just give me some time. Sorry, I'm still waking up. The sarcasm will sound. It'll be more obvious once we get to the next match. 15-love. All right. As with a 4-4 rally. Into the forehand of Mukova. Forehand from Swiatek. Mukova gets the backhand into the forehand of Swiatek. Into the forehand of Mukova. Swiatek forehand down the line is good. Mukova puts up a lob. And Iga comes in and puts it away. All right, 30-love. That's a good shot. I would like to see Penko play Iga again. I'm sure they will. All right. 30-love. As with a fault second serve. I really want to see a Swiatek Sabalenka final. Yes, please. That would be great. Thank you, reader. Appreciate it. Backhand return. Goes in the forehand. Swiatek forehand now from Mukova. Sliced up the line. And Swiatek backhand off the tape. Oh, she gets a little lucky. Mukova couldn't get it. 40-love. $40-love. Just need a Penko Iga pre-match press conference. You know what? And I don't know if this is a bad or a good idea. I'm just kind of thinking off the top of my head, right? 40-love here. As we just served down the forehand. Mukova return goes into the forehand Swiatek, but Swiatek hits it wide and it's 40-15. Chat, what if both players after a match did a press conference together. Would that be a bad idea or a good idea? I don't know. What if, like, the two players who just played are sitting next to each other doing a press conference? Would that be something to do? I don't know. Backhand goes into the backhand of Mukova to the forehand Swiatek. Mukova up the line to the backhand Swiatek into the backhand of Mukova. Sliced. Probably a bad idea, right? Is it a forehand rally? Again to the forehand Mukova, who goes up the line for a winner. 40-30. Might be awkward. Yeah, I feel like if they were sitting next to each other, they'd be really complimentary. And plus, also, if you lost and you've got to hear about the winner winning, that would be just hard. That would be too hard. Scrap that. Bad idea. Bad idea. It's a bad idea. It wouldn't be fair. Like, can you imagine if Anisimova and Mboka had to sit next to each other after the match, and then like everyone's talking about Mboka winning, and you have to hear that if you're Anisimova? That sucks. Okay, bad idea. It's like doing a post match interview, or like doing a runner up speech, right? Like you just lost the biggest match of your life. Now you got to talk about it in front of a crowd. Like, no. Anyways, Mukova shanks it wide. It's 3-love Swiatek. Yeah, bad idea. I was just thinking off the top of my head. I was just, I'm like, oh, what if they did that? No, that'd be a terrible idea. Bad idea. On to the next one. Don't worry, they can't all be good ideas. Yeah, they probably hold back as well if they're face to face. They probably won't be as like honest. Not they won't be honest. Honest isn't the word. Maybe they wouldn't be as open if they were sitting next to each other, talking about their performance and whatever. Yeah, you're probably right. Everybody would be a little less open. By the way, I love that Sinner said he doesn't like press conferences. I thought that was great. I thought that was so funny. Like how he's just like, what do you dislike in tennis? He's just like, press conferences? In the press conference. But he explained why, and I thought that was a good reason. I'm like, yeah, fair enough. He just said he's not one of the guys, he's not kind of like one of those guys that want to do media and do the, like, be a, show, and, be a bit of a show. He doesn't want to do that. He's like, he likes to keep to himself. He's like, I like to play my match and leave. I'm like, classic quote. That one's going in the book. I like to play my match and leave. I thought that was like, I'm like, yes. He just wants to punch in, punch out, get out, like go home. I'm like, yes, Jannik, yes. Relatable. Don't want to hang out after work. You want to just go home. Like when I heard those answers, I was like, I understand. I get you. I understand. I'm glad. I love that. I love that honesty. Anyways, 3-love Swiatek. As that goes in the net on the return. 15-love Mukova. I think players do get in trouble. They do get fined if they don't do the press conference. I think it's part of the deal. If you're playing, I'm pretty sure. I guess there's exceptions. Maybe if you have to go to, if you get a knee injury or something, you have to go to the hospital to get it checked. Maybe you get an exception. But I'm pretty sure it's part of the rule book is you must attend press conferences. Blah 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 blah. If you go look at the ATP rule book or WTA rule book, I'm pretty sure it's in there that you have to attend all press conferences, win or lose at these tournaments, blah, 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 blah. All right, 15-0. As a return goes into the forehand of Mukova. Back in now, Swiatek sliced. Into the forehand of Mukova. To the forehand of Swiatek. Mukova forehand up the line. Swiatek with a slice. Mukova comes in. Puts it away. It's 30-15. I don't think Coco did a press conference because she probably had to go. She was probably going to go get that injury checked, right? Because she didn't know what it was. So I don't think she did a press conference. Maybe when you lose, you don't have to do a press conference. Maybe only the winner has to do them. Because there's a few press conferences I haven't seen this week. That, like, did Andreeva and Anisimova do press conferences? I can't remember. Don't think so. 30-15. Oh, a double fault Mukova. 30-all. By the way, we have got Pegula versus Bencic after this, and also Medvedev's coming up soon. So stay tuned for all of those things. All. As the return goes to the back of Mukova, she hits it inside out and wide. Oh, me. And Swiatek has got a chance to get the double break here. 30-40. Serve the back of Swiatek, forehand from Mukova. Into the forehand Swiatek. She shanks it into the forehand of Mukova. Into that Swiatek forehand as Mukova hits a backhand. Long, and it's 4-love. Oh, man, this is just... It's just not Mukova's best. Not today. Not today. Maybe not the court. Maybe, I don't know. The courts aren't that slow, though. They're faster than usual, so maybe it's just... It is what it is. It's a shame. Also, Hijikata's down a set and a break. God. Ugh. All right, return from Mukova. That's a good shot. Swiatek gets it, and Mukova volleys it away. There's a good point. Love 15. But it's been too little in this match for Mukova. As we get a serve into the backhand of Mukova. Return goes into the forehand of Swiatek. Mukova backhand slice in the net. And it's 15-all. All right, serve again. As the return goes into the backhand slice of Mukova. Forehand Swiatek up the line is a winner. 30-15. As we have a fault, second serve. Second serve. As the return goes in the net by Mukova, 40-15. I'm not sure what the time of the quarterfinals are tomorrow. We'll find out later. What if you did a pre-match press conference with both players attending? There's just not enough time in tennis. Tennis is like so quick. I would think that's cool, but... Oh, you know what? Actually, better idea. In a second. 40-15. Serve. Into the forehand of Mukova. Forehand from Swiatek into the forehand of Mukova. Up the line to the backhand of Swiatek. Mukova forehand inside in. That's a great pickup by Swiatek though. And then Mukova puts it away. 40-30. See again, Mukova's playing some good points, but not consistently enough. to have an impact on the scoreboard. All right, 40-30. As we got a fault, second serve. Double fault, Swiatek. We get the deuce. All right. So my idea now, like, what about if after each match, the winners who are supposed to play in the next match do a press conference together? So, like, Mboko and Sabalenka, they both won yesterday. They do a press conference together talking about their next match against each other. Like a pre-match press conference, but also post-match press conference together. Is that a better idea? Maybe. Because then we could get some really fun interaction between the next, like some like banter before the next match. Like, you know, that might actually, you know, stoke up the rivalry a bit. I don't know. I don't know how it'd work because Sabalenka played first match of the day, so she would have had to come back. Anyways, 4-1 to the back of Mukova. Lob goes up. 4-1 Swiatek. Into the forehand. Mukova on the stretch again. Swiatek comes in. Puts it away. Advantage Swiatek. Is that a better idea? That'd actually be interesting, I think. That could be interesting.
Cam, my first of yours was Zverev versus Rafa French Open when Zverev got injured and retired.
Oh, man, that was 4 years ago now. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for the 5. Yeah, that was a crazy match. God, what if? You know, that's a big what if match. Pitch the idea to Tennis Channel. They could do it. I mean, yeah, Tennis Channel could get both. Yeah. The only problem would be trying to coordinate it. Anyways, good serve. Swiatek. 5-love. I don't know. I think that would be interesting. Maybe not for every match, but like maybe for like the quarterfinals onwards. Well, I think that would be kind of interesting. Like you get the winners of the matches to play, because then you go, okay, I'm going to talk to you about your match, and then also, you know, but then having them both there, especially if they weren't friendly, that would be interesting, right? The back and forth between, you know, what if, like, come on, as if you don't want to see Swiatek and Ostapenko sitting next to each other ahead of their next match. Come on. You know what? As if you don't want to see that. Come on. That would be so interesting. Obviously, they wouldn't give out tactics, but it would just be like a really interesting, just a good, try it out. I don't know. I don't know what would come of it. I'm sure there would be some interesting, like, moments back and forth. I don't know. There's something there. I don't know what it is, though. Not living for drama. No. I'm not saying that, like, oh, I want everybody to trash talk and all that stuff. But, like, I don't know. I feel like there would be some interest. Like, it would be funny to see, like Paul and Fritz ahead of their next match against each other, because they're friends, right? So they'd be banter, right? That'd be interesting. I don't know. I feel like if the winners of each match of from the semifinals onwards did a joint press conference before their next match, but then also talking about what they've done so far, like what, you know, do a press conference normal, but have them together to also preview the next thing. I don't know. I don't love the idea, but it's I don't know. I feel like there would be some interesting things. But like that, I mean, Sinner and Alcaraz did a joint press conference before their exhibition match in South Korea. Like, they both sat there next to each other, and it was an interesting kind of to see that, because that doesn't happen usually. The Laver Cup, like, joint press conferences with the teams. I love those. But obviously they're all on the same side. So it's different to like your opposition is sitting next to you. But I don't know. I feel like there's something there, but I just don't know what. Like, I don't know. Anyways, Mukova serving to stay in the match now. 15 love. As Mukova forehand goes down the line and wide, it's 15-0. I don't know. They should do it for the finals like boxing. I mean, yeah, for the finals would be interesting. Maybe just for the final. Do a joint press conference before a Grand Slam final or something. I don't know. I feel like it'd be more interesting than like... Because Jannik Sinner was talking about how like he doesn't like press conferences really because they ask the same questions. I feel like if you had your opponent sitting next to you, the questions would be different. And it would be a different vibe compared to like just doing the same press conference, answering the same questions. Like it would spice things up a bit, not in a drama way, but it just mixed things up. Like it would be a different like for the final. It feels like it should be that feels more. It feels like a better idea for the final. Does not make sense. Okay, look, I didn't say it was the best idea I've ever had. I just said it. I just want to see like I don't know. I feel like there's something there, but I just can't think about it. Oh, Swiatek's gone down. She just slipped over. She's all right, though, I think. She asked for the trainer. Oh, Swiatek. She just grabbed her ankle. I think she asked for the trainer. She just slipped. 40-15. And Swiatek's just taking a minute. Let's see what happened. So she went out wide. Oh, and she went to slide and her foot just got stuck. Didn't roll the ankle. But she just she went to slide out wide and her foot just got like jammed. I don't think it's, she doesn't look super happy about it, but she's jumping around. I think it's more just like a sting. I don't think it's an injury. But yeah, she went to slide and her foot kind of just got caught on the court. Didn't roll her ankle, but it just got stuck. And I think the trainer's going to come out just to see what's up, but I don't think it's anything super. It didn't look like a roll, but yeah, painful. Yeah, probably hurts in the moment, but I don't. Yeah, like kind of like jammed her foot. Swiatek gets a return winner. All right, 40-30. She's walking around fine. She's not limping or anything, so I think it's more just a scare. You know, it's like, ooh, that was sketchy. 40-30. By the way, Pegula's playing straight after this. All right, first serve's a fault, second serve. Second serve. To the forehand, Swiatek. Good return. Mukova gets it back. Swiatek forehand again. The forehand, Mukova. Swiatek back on the stretch. Swiatek now with her forehand. Into the forehand, Mukova. Mukova shanks it and it's deuce. Yeah, and Mukova's racket just went flying. Yeah, Mukova's having a bad day. She is not playing anywhere near her best. And her racket just went flying towards the side of the court. That was a good throw. Yeah, she just threw it, like, just dismissed the racket. Yeah, she's not having a good day. It's been a lot of errors. All right, deuce. Watching Pegula versus Bencic next. Also, Medvedev's coming up against Mickelson. So that'll be fun. All right, return goes into the forehand of Mukova. Mukova hits it long. And Swiatek has match point. to take her spot in the quarterfinals. She'll play the winner of Svitolina Siniakova, who are playing later. All right, Mukova serves. Into the back of Swiatek, forehand Mukova. Into the forehand Swiatek on the stretch, goes in the net. By the way, Swiatek is running normally now. She's not sliding out to the forehand, though. I think she's a little bit hesitant to do that. But she is, she's moving okay. She's running everything down. She's fine. At least for now, she's fine. All right, back to deuce. And Norrie wins. Can Norrie just, like, go away? Stop beating Aussies. What's your problem, bro? We love you, but what are you doing? As Mukovic's tape goes in. Like, bro, come on now. Can you stop ruining Australian tennis? Like, what are you, I mean, what's up? It's not, come on now. We're struggling over here. Come on now. To be honest, I think Norrie being against Alcaraz is more interesting. Hijikata had a great run, but I think Norrie versus Alcaraz is more interesting. If that happens. 4-4 rally. And Swiatek hits it deep into the forehand of Mukova. Now the back of Swiatek. Mukova backhand again to the back of Swiatek. Up to the forehand of Mukova. Mukova hits it long. We're back to deuce. Now Norrie's from New Zealand. Or he grew up in New Zealand. All right, first serve, a fault by Mukova, second serve. As the backhand return goes to the backhand of Mukova. 4 now from Swiatek. As Mukova goes up the line to the backhand, Swiatek into the forehand of Mukova. Swiatek wins a point though. Mukova in the net. Advantage Swiatek to take the win. Serving to the forehand, Swiatek, forehand from Mukova. Again to the forehand, Swiatek, crossed into the forehand of Mukova on the stretch. Swiatek forehand again. As Mukova goes into the net, Swiatek wins. Straight sets. Straightforward. But, man, that was a tough one for Mukova. She did not play well. They hug it out at the net. And Swiatek, Mukova just asking if Swiatek's okay. So that's good. I love how nice is that, chat? Chat, you just get bageled. You just get absolutely whooped. Yet, you still ask if your opponent's okay, who just put a beating on you. That's like getting beat up by a bully and asking if they're having a nice day. Like, what a lovely gesture. You don't have to do that. You don't have to ask if your opponent's okay after they just, completely, annihilated you. But that's lovely. That's actually lovely by Mukova. All jokes aside, that is lovely. She didn't need to do that. And I don't think Swiatek was expecting her to do that. Good for her. So good. Yeah, what a class act, exactly. Also didn't play her best match and still asked if she was okay. That's great. How nice is that? What a great Mukova's awesome. It's a shame she didn't play great today, because she's way better than that, but yeah, what a lovely gesture. Mukova respect. Oh yeah. Yeah. Hopefully she plays better in Miami and at least plays a better match in Miami if she plays Swiatek there. But yeah, class act. Cool.
Iga started doing Iga things. Let's go.
Yeah, I tell you though, she didn't play her best Swiatek today. She did hit a lot of errors herself. Mukova just hit more, so she does need to be, she does need to level up a bit against Svitolina in the quarters if she plays Svitolina. But yeah, that's a good start though. That's a good start from Swiatek to do that. She did beat Mukova that straight sets like that in the last Indian Wells. So it was 1-1 last year. We need Swiatek things to be again more consistent. Yeah, I mean, look, she loves playing here. She does well here. So maybe Indian Wells is where she can thrive again. Arsenal score 1-1. Let's go up the Arsenal. I was watching I was just watching compilations of football chants. So funny. God, there's nothing like an English football chant. They're so good. They're so funny. There's just nothing like that. Like they can't do it anywhere else in the world. Like, I mean, maybe in like other places in Europe, but God, it's so funny. I was watching some hilarious things. Like, it's funny how they even when they're losing, they still chant, they still taunt their opposition, even when they're down. It's so funny. Nothing like it. Anyways, now Medvedev starts in about 30 minutes, but we do have Pegula versus Bencic coming up next. So we're going to get that started, and then we'll get the Medi match started as well against Mickelson. And then we've got Alcaraz taking on Casper Ruud. Also, there's a tournament in Austin going on right now, and I can see that Emerson Jones is beating Donna Vekic. Love that for Jones. A young Aussie talent working her way through the challenges. Love that. It's actually a pretty stacked event, I think. I think there's a lot of top 100 players playing that. But jump over there. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. But Swiatek wins in just over an hour. 6-2, 6-love. Gets it through Mukova again. Second straight year in straight sets against Mukova at India Wells. And Mukova's been playing well this year. She won her biggest trophy, so that's a good win for Swiatek at this point. Also, her first top 20 win for the year. And she'll play the winner of Svetlana Siniakova, who we're going to keep an eye on later. So, yeah, make sure you stick around for that. But Bencic versus Pegula next.